right, shalom, shalom, Israel. Pastor Corey here. I want to come on and definitely exhort you all to beware of co-signers and all those who are partakers in bullcrap. See, we have a duty as a body of believers, a body who are unto Yahshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, to assemble together. Because I look at all the foolishness in the thought and the thought process of all those who think they have wisdom in Yahshua. In all actuality, when you look at their actions, they don't exhibit that they are truly being led by anything except their own intuition and their own problems that are taking place in their own world. And so, you know, it's that's a huge problem, because we have those that don't want to submit. And we know not submitting to anything, especially those who are afraid to submit to authority. That is a word that people just revel at. I mean, they just throw up and become sick because of authority. And authority keeps us all in line. There's authority in all facets of life. And in fact, I want to read something that Apostle Shimon Kefa had left for us in the second book of Kefa. All right. And this is chapter 5, starting at verse 1. It says, "The elders which are among you, I exhort." Now, if you are by yourself, sitting at home, then there are no elders that can instruct you or do anything for you, that can see and have wisdom and foresight in things in which Yah has already given them experience and keep you from stumbling. But let's read on. "Who am also an elder and a witness of the sufferings of Yahshua, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. Feed the flock of Yah, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. Neither be as lords over Yah's heritage, but being examples to the flock. And when the chief shepherd shall appear." Now look what it says. So that means that until the chief shepherd appears, there are those who shall lead and guide you by sound instruction. But that's what people hate. "And when the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away." Verse 5, "Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you, be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility. For Yah resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yah, that he may exalt you in due time." Now let's stop right there. Here's the problem. Due time. Due time. People don't want to wait for Yah to exalt them. They don't want to wait for due time. They don't want to wait for the master to show forth your fruit and bear witness in others who see, and then you be exhorted to where Yah wants to take you. See, I'm going to tell you something. When I went to Straightway, I wasn't looking for anything. I didn't go tell Pastor Dow that, hey, look, I got teaching skills, or, I've been a leader in everything that I have done in my life, and so I think you ought to look at me as a pastor. No. The Ruach HaKodesh has brought it forth. See, even before I got down there, the Holy Spirit had already unctioned me that he was getting ready to move on me to be a leader among men. But even in that, guess what? I still submit to my shepherd, Pastor Dow, because I know him by his fruit. I see the works that he have done. And most of all, the Holy Spirit, in which I am filled with the indwelling of the Holy Spirit, leads me to assist, help, and submit in the Straightway Ministries, because there are things that are done right. See, only religious spirits look for imperfections on where people are not perfect at. I don't look to see where Pastor Dow ain't perfect at. Because if he's doing anything wicked, guess what? Y'all gonna expose that. And he ain't done it. So all of you all who are sitting around co-signing, waiting for Pastor Dow to fall, all of you all who are just evil in your heart, who are scared of submission, your day of just do is going to come. And you're going to hate that you even open up your mouth and your tongue rose up in judgment against a righteous man. I'm saying these things because there's a younger generation that is just completely lost. And these people don't want to hear anything except what's in their mind on what they think is right. Well, I'm going to tell you, you heard what it says. It said, and then when the appearing of the chief shepherd. So if it's saying that, how can we sit at home and not partake in the body that is doing righteousness, that has good fruit? The word tells you in Galatians about fruits. It tells you, and it shows you about works of the flesh. And yet we have all of these so-called Hebrews, so-called believers, who still are in bondage to the flesh, when the Hamashiach came to set us free from the works of the flesh, that we should die to it. See, one, we don't have the experience. Now look at all of these people who are picking and choosing camps, where Straightway is not a camp. We never ascribed to be a camp. We never said that this was the only place to be. But show us other places in which there are people filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, with the Spirit, confirming that the Hamashiach is working with them. Just like it said in Mark 16, verse 20. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. I hope y'all wise up real soon and realize that we are to be subject one to another. We are supposed to be. And if you are by yourself, you're not subject to anybody. Nobody can tell you what to do. Nobody can watch and observe your ways. And that's what you don't want. You want to do all you do in secret, in hidden closure, where you can't be corrected. And that's what the problem is. And don't worry about it. Yah knows your ways. He knows your wickedness. He knows all that you are hiding in. And so with that being said, I'm going to continue to encourage my shepherd, Pastor Dow, to continue on in the great work that you're doing, Pastor Dow. You're doing an awesome job in bringing correction to men. This thing with Pastor Tatum, John Tatum, whoever y'all want to label. Because like I said, this ain't a thing about dishonor. This is about obedience, man, to the commandment. This is about obedience to what it is. If we know we have done a dishonorable thing, or if we know we have done something wicked, then Leviticus 5 tells us to own up to it. Own up to our sin. Because that's the way of righteousness. That's the way of men. You all hear this message, and I hope it encouraged you today to continue to be submissive to them that have rule over you. Bless you. Shalom, shalom, Israel.